You are surrounded by abundance. Breathe it in. It's already yours. The universe is listening. Speak your desires into light. The garden grows because you believe. This is your time. Welcome to Manifestation Monday. Hello, my darlings. And yes, I'm going to fix me right here. There we go. Hello. I haven't seen a lot of you in such a long time. Welcome to Manifestation Monday. It is Monday, June the 23rd of 2025, and I have forgotten. Bad girl. It is now summer. Welcome to summer. Welcome. I hear a little bird outside my window. Hello. Yes, I hear this little bird outside my window, and he's just singing up a little tune. Mrs. Marie is in the chat. Hello, Mrs. Marie. Thank you so much for hosting Manifestation Monday. Just so happy to be here. And I saw a comment here that now I'm intrigued. Stephanie, what is happening with your rice jar? Hello. Inquiring minds need to know. Is this something that you can share with us in the chat, or would you just prefer to email me and keep it between us? It's up to you, whatever you want. Listen, this little guy, and I'm going to tell you, you may want to take some notes today because you're going to be blown away with what I have to tell you because it is so easy. It's like, oh my heck, why haven't I thought about that? But this rice jar stuff, I'm loving it. And you know that the rice jar is in the psychic shop. I'm going to put a banner up there right now so you can all go over there. And it is a downloadable. You can have it like by the time you say shabby dabby dooba, right? By the time you can say, I can't even think that quickly. 0.7 of a second, boomola. You have it. So there you are. It is a lot of fun and so glad that all of you are here. It's been a week. Doobie. Yes, something like that. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, here we go. Here's the tea. Stephanie, blah, bitty, blah. I love that name. Has the tea. I put in my rice jar 2 separate intents for 100 and 200, and I ended up with 1,000 and 2,000. Talk about a win. How fantastic is that? Oh my heck, I love that. Listen, I want you to know, if you haven't done this yet, you got to get jiggy with it because I'm going to look, you see this? Look, when money in your rice jar starts to surface like this, it means things are coming. Now, some of you are like, well, no, I haven't gotten anything yet. That's okay. Because you know what happens? You end up waiting on the universe. You don't have to wait. What you want is already here. You just open up the catalog of the universe, just like you do Amazon, and you just say, okay, I want this. I want that done. It's manifested. And we talk about that before because what you do, it's an instant manifestation. Now you can say, but Zelda, if I'm wanting a tumbler from True Oracle, and I say I want a tumbler for True Oracle, I don't have it yet. No. But what you do have is that intention that you have set. You have got hyper focused on. And that's what you do with the little rice jar. When you put the rice jar together, you're setting your intention. Listen, I've got so much stuff in this jar. And I'm just going to tell you, I need a big jar. and I buy Nescafe coffee in the big jar. He's got that much left in him, and I'm trying to find something else so I can wash him out and use this as the next rice jar, because I'm going to tell you, things are happening right and left with the YouTube channels, with this channel, with my channel, personal life, this, that, the other thing. Oh my heck. It's just getting biblical, dogs and cats living together type stuff. You just have to think, all right, I'm going to think. And with me, listen, I know how it works. So I push the envelope. I do. And I'll say it. I push the envelope. And I'll say, okay, I dare you to have that show up. Because I know you can do it. Let's just see how fast you can do it. Listen, the universe, you have to think of the universe as your navigational system, your GPS. If you get in your car and you don't know where you're going, and you don't have here in the United States, we used to have a book of maps, of state maps. I still wish I had one because I love to look at maps. And anytime that I'd ever been in the past, decades ago, before all this GPS and all this other, anytime I've ridden in the passenger seat, I was always the map girl. I love maps. Highlight, make notes, blah, blah, blah. Well, what if you got in your vehicle and you didn't know where you were going, and you sat behind the vehicle and you just said, oh, well, I'm just going to drive around. Maybe I can pick my way through and hope that I don't run the gas or the petrol out of my car so that I can just keep going. What if you did that? What if you just said, whatever. It doesn't work anyway. I don't care. What? What if you did that? And yet now you have your little GPS system. Now I keep this one right here on my desk. And if you saw my desk, hello, don't move a thing because I know where everything is. But you get your rice. This guy is packed. He is jam-packed. And I'm saving up stuff for the next rice jar, the big one, and the coffee. Oh, I'll show you. Don't worry. I'll show you. And you guys are going to laugh. Oh, well, I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. The first day I did this jar, $800 came to me from the cosmic unknown. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even know. Had a client a long time ago contact me and said, you know what? I have felt guilty for a very, very long time. You helped me with this particular situation and you hardly charged me. But I need your help in this. So I'm not going to ask you to do it for nothing. Here's $800 on Venmo. Boom. Now, the one thing you have to train yourselves, my darling, is, sorry, you know what I'm doing? I'm kicking my shoes off. Why do I sit around in the house with my shoes? That's another question for the cosmic unknown. So one thing you have to really think about, my darlings, is when you receive, to be a good receiver, that's 90% of the battle, because when you're growing up, when I was growing up, I had, well, barefoot is grounding, by the way. I've been grinding and grounding outside. Gosh, that doesn't sound very good. I've been grinding outside. What have you been grinding, Zelda? So we have to think about how we have been trained. When I was growing up, had a mother and a grandmother, it wouldn't have mattered. It would not have mattered if my mother was in tatters. If somebody would have tried, now she wasn't, but if somebody would have tried to give something to her, she would, oh no, that's okay. And then regretted it when they left. And I always looked at that and I always thought, how could that, how do you do that? How does that work? Now, my grandmother was a different story in some degree. I don't know if you heard the story, little sidetrack here, and then we'll get into this day's lesson. I don't know if you've ever heard the story of Elizabeth Taylor. Every time she went into a meeting with an executive head, she would look at them. She would be with her buddy, Richard Burton, or whomever, that was Sammy that just blew through, and say, do you have a gift for me? Do you have a gift for me? And it better not be a certificate to go to the Golden Arches Supper Club, which happens to be McDonald's. It better be some type of beautiful brooch or jewel or something. And hello, she thought that much of herself. And you know what? That trained everybody to believe, hey, I better be getting this chick something. I'd better be getting her something if I expect her to show up. But everybody gave to her lovingly, because then when she would leave, she would brag about this. And you know what it would do? It would make the next studio executive head a little bit envious, so they would get her a better present. You know what I mean? She was smart. But let me tell you this, my darling. My grandmother, she knew. She knew. And I think that the reason my mom turned out a little bit like that is because there's a little bit of an embarrassment there. Like my son, he gets it, he loves it. But it's just like when I go out somewhere and they recognize me, and they do locally, hello, they do. Even the lady at the post office who watches the show, if you're watching, I'll be there in a couple of days. And it just kind of like, oh, that just gets to me. So my grandmother knew. She knew all about 369. Don't ask me. I don't know how because hello, back then, when she was really reading for people in the 40s, 50s, and into the 60s, and then she slowed down into the 70s a little bit because I came on the scene and I was just like a little sponge, soaking it all up. She had, at Christmas time, the green candles that are called bayberry, like the bayberry candles, they're green. They smell so evergreen and piney and gorgeous. They just, it's like, oh, light a bayberry candle and I'm there. I like that kind of woodsy thing. And when I get those type of things that really smell good, if I can't have the Macintosh apple candles from Yankee Candle Systems, then I've got to have that woodsy, almost masculine smell. It smells so good. Well, my grandmother's house smelled like that constantly. Cinnamon, bayberry, beautiful smells. And we're going to get into that as well. But here's a little tidbit, and I'll be teaching you this. My grandmother would take a candle, one of those little votives. So here's note to you. When the holidays come, pardon me, somebody got upset over there. When the holidays come and you see the bayberry little votive candles, buy them up. I used to go to the dollar store and they would have them 2 for like $1, 50 cents a piece. Hello. I would just buy them. The area that I want to go to in Tennessee has all around Christmas shops. Guess where I'm going to be going? Because I love it and I love the smells. So what you do is you light the bayberry candle, and this is what you say. Bayberry candle, burn to the socket, bring luck to my home and money to my pocket. And my grandmother had a bayberry candle going year round. Now my grandpa and they would make a lot of their own stuff. Not because they were like woo 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 woo, because they needed candles. They lived in the country. And sometimes they wouldn't have the power, so they needed candles. And my grandmother was like, well, we're not going to make candles unless they smell good. So that's exactly, so there's a whole segment I'm going to be bringing you about the sense to make sense. Get it? SCENTS, to make sense. Down to the scent of your body, down to making sure that your breath is on the right side, but making sure there's a combination of a couple little mints. And when you go out to talk to somebody, it's like, hello, attract, 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 attract. Their farm in Ohio, Standing Stones, was in Richland County, close to Malabar Farm. So today, because this is another thing that I learned, and that you're not going to see me get real negative. And I think if you were with me for the verdict of Karen Reed on the 18th, let's calm down. I am not one to just like zing, somebody says something, zing, zing. Calm down the zing. But here we go. No, I'm not in Ohio now, my darling. I used to live there. I was born in Ohio. I'm from Ohio. Okay. Here's what I want to tell you. Here we go. Ready? Do we cast spells with our words? I want you to think about this. Do we cast spells with our words? Now, why am I saying this? Because we have to spell. We spell out our words. Spell is spelling. You are casting spelling. Hello? So this is what it amounts to. You are the spell, the wand, and the caster. You are everything, my darlings. You are everything. You are everything that you need. Because people, serious, my friends, my darlings, listen. People talk about, I just need this. If he could just, wait, where's my phone? Where's my other phone? Demonstration time. Here comes the words from some people who call me on the line. Hello, hello, Zelda, can you please tell me when he's going to call? Sure, he's going to call you this and this and this. Okay, but will he apologize? No. What's he supposed to apologize for? Well, because he did me wrong and I want him to apologize. Well, if you want him to apologize, he's not going to mean it. Apologies have to come on their own. Well, he just needs to call me and say what? I don't know. He just needs to call me. And the next thing you know, there's a phone call that comes in. They call me and it's like, hello, Zelda. Yes. He called me. Really? What did he say? Nothing. I am so disappointed. Now, who's at fault here? Who set themselves up for disappointment? There's not really any fault, but you have to make sure that you're not setting yourself up for a disappointment, because you know what? When you want somebody to call so bad like that, and then they do call, and it turns out that it's not the way it should be, what it really means is it ain't good enough. You do not want a call that ain't good enough. You don't want things that ain't good enough. And I'm saying it that way. Excuse me, ma'am. No. Excuse me. They had new flea medicine today. So there's not really huggies going on. So I have to take matters into my own hands and do the flushy thing. So that's what we're talking about with spelling. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. Pardon me. I'm sorry. I know it's annoying. I get annoyed sometimes. So be careful with the energy that you put out. Be careful. Be careful. Because when you put out that energy that I want that call, well, you're going to get a call. But what's the substance of the call? Uh-oh. Now you're getting deep. You know, part of this, all of this didn't happen because what's happening now is we go through life. We go through life and we are trained to particularly think in one way. And then all of a sudden, we see this person, we see that person, an influencer, a this, a that, and it changes our way of thinking. And what you have to do is you have to bring yourself back and you have to say, what is it that I really want? And no, you can't say, I want this particular person, because maybe that you do. But once you get that particular person, what then? No, ma'am. No, pardon me. So once you get that particular person, what then? So just remember, do we cast spells with our words? Sadly, we do. Casting spells with our words means you ever hear somebody and they're upset and they want you to really say, and they look at you and say, you need to spell this out for me. Oh, you want us to spell you? You want us to spell this out for you? Pardon me. No, ma'am. So I promise I will put her in the watching TV in there in a minute if she doesn't want to behave. So anyway, spelling, we are spelling. We are saying, no, it's not Sammy this time. It is Scooby Doo. She has some eczema and she has become a digger. So, excuse me, just a minute. I'm going to put this girl in to watch TV. I'll be right back. I promise. My apologies. Oops, wrong one. Hello. Hello. There we go. Here we go. There we go. My apologies. Did you talk about me? I hope so. Okay, it's one of these situations that you think, okay, everybody's calmed down. They're all sitting in the windowsill. The sun is starting to go down. Everybody's had their little dinner. And then the moment that I get on here, it's like toddler. Oh, mommy's online. Let's go. So there we are. So here we are, my darlings. Now, it is time. And we left off with somebody asking you to spell things out. Are you going to spell things out for me? Do you really want to do that? So that's where you are. Remember, you're the one who is spelling. There's some really great periodicals, great reading that has a lot to do with this. And it is ancient spellings. It comes from ancient things. And then, look, Sherry D's got the right idea. Isn't that what always happens? Mom, get on the phone. Animals, children want attention. I remember when my mother used to get on the phone, I was so little that I would crawl in the bottom cabinet with a spoon and eat the sugar out of the canister. But it kept me quiet. Okay, so now I want you to ask yourself, and you can put it right here in the chat because I'm watching you all. Here, we're going to do this. I'm watching you all. What is it that you want to spell out? What would you like to spell out? Are you spelling out reinventing yourself? How about a brand new life? How about spelling out that new home? How do you spell it? What spelling do you use? How do you spell it? You can put things down. Even if I write things down to remember. You know what I start out? You know what I start out with? Today. This is such a perfectly great day. I am so blessed to have it. This day. Because I look at it as though this is a day that we are given. It's beyond a gift. We need to be not only treating ourselves correctly, our finances, our people that are around us, the gifts that we are given, even you guys giving gifts to me, Amazon, Venmo. By the way, I've got to tell you, somebody the other day told me that the Venmo doesn't work for True Oracle, and I don't know how to put, or the QR code rather, the QR code. So I made a little ticker tape. So thank you so much. But here's the thing. I understand why my brain is a wreck. I can't spell. Well, you know what, my darling? You can set intention. Because the universe is not sitting there going, oh, well, spell check is in your future. Or, hey, how about we send her to a remedial English or remedial spelling course or what? No. Don't be so formal with the universe. Obviously respect it. But you know what you have to do with your GPS before you take that trip is you, my darlings, you have to put in the coordinates. You know what else has coordinates? Banking. You know what else has coordinates? Where you live. You know what else? I mean, you know what else has coordinates? Phones. That's how people reach you. Whether it is numbers or letters, you're forming your spell. Don't get down on yourself. That too is a spell. Because remember what you're spelling out. Oh, gee, I just don't look that good today. Oh, gosh, I didn't feel good. And you know what? Remember when I told you I felt like, hello, because I hadn't been live. Now you can't stop me from going live. My son came through here and he goes, Mom, are you going live again today? Yeah. Hello. I'm live again. And now, but I had to get over that. I literally I had to get over that hump, that threshold, that barrier, the hurdle that you just walk up to. Sometimes you have to take a running jump, my darlings, to get over this. And that's what happened to me because, I had imposter syndrome for a long time. You can ask Mrs. Marie. She did everything that she could, including send me a huge big box of makeup she didn't use anymore. So she sent me this big, now go do it. Now go do it. And I still use the makeup, but it's fantastic. I gotta tell you that. But what happened was I wasn't used to it. It was new for me. I mean, think about this. I grew up in a time where, and most of you did too, we didn't have this. I didn't know. I just thought you had to be really, really special, talented, wonderful, all of these great things. And then I started looking at other YouTubers, and then I started really looking into imposter syndrome. Who are you pretending that you should be? What you see with me is what you get. You can ask people who know me in the flesh, including my son. My son walks around here. My son told me tonight, Mom, if we had a long dark wig, I would wear it. Now that's him talking. I would wear it and I would walk around and pretend that I'm you. And you should see him. You should see him. He was going, oh, wait a minute. I'm Zelda. Wait, I just walked in another room. Woo woo. I felt the energy of this person. And I'm laughing because that's really how I am. I'll give you this other hint. And that's what I thought. I can't come on here and pretend I'm something. That's what makes the imposter. And I realized I was wanting to create an imposter. And then I felt bad about it. Oh, and when I remembered that, because you're looking at the girl who late night decided I wanted a mint, M-I-N-T, a little piece of candy that I had gotten from a restaurant 2 days beforehand and put in my purse and I couldn't find it. So I grabbed my pendulum and I'm walking around the house. I want that mint. I want that mint. Where is the mint? Where's the mint? And it led me right to my purse, right to my handbag, hanging up where I keep it. And I looked again, and there we go. That's me. That's me. And I thought, well, who's going to put up with that? And me putting that on here. And then I realized that you guys are my people. Right? Right? I found my mint. It took a pendulum late night. I mean, seriously, the quirky, odd things. I walk around my house at night without the lights on. Who does that? Besides me. I'll get up in the middle of the night, walk to the kitchen, not turn a light on. Pull a glass out of the only light that comes on is the refrigerator when I'm wanting a cold drink. And then I walk through the house, check on everything without the lights on. I haunt my own house. So you see, my darlings, when you're spelling what you want to do, there you go. I'm not alone. Captain Jerry says she does the same thing. Good. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Sorry, I got to take drinkies. You're my people. You're my people. You're my people. So that's what I want to spell out for you. To spell out for you. I want you to remember this. If you want to take a screenshot, I'll take the comments off of there for right now. You are, and maybe I should have put down the speller. You are the wand, and you are the caster. This is all about you. You know how many times you go through life and you think, oh, this just can't be me. Yes, it is. This is all about you. And I'm sorry, but that thing that, hello, that we think is going to come and rescue us, it is us that decides when that is coming. When I was deep down in my worst and thought, how did I get here? It must have been this person. No, it's because I didn't listen to myself. Now, this is wonderful where you're headed to, because I know you all are listening. I know you write it down. You've got rice jars. Now you're going to be on the hunt for bayberry candles. And we talk about how to conduct ourselves. That's really what it's supposed to be. We are not meant to be put on earth to live only through a meager existence. We are supposed to be living abundantly in every area possible. It is time for you to start talking very positively to yourself. Gee, I kind of like the way that my hair looks. Gee, I didn't think I'd like my eyebrows that way, but I sure do. Gee, you know what? I didn't think for my age that I should be wearing that, but you know what? It sure looks good. Oh gosh. Amazon has bayberry candles. And when there's a rush, you can tell Jeff Bezos that Zelda caused it. I'll raise my hand and say, there you go. Pardon me. But it is time now for you to treat yourself so well. I know people who treat their I know people that treat their friends and their family like royalty. And they go home and they live this meager lifestyle. They eat. Okay, I'll work on an affiliate. I'm going to work on that for this channel. Oh my gosh, Zelda caused it. Hello, I spelled it out. But they go home and they eat ramen noodles. Now look, I like ramen noodles. Hand me a ramen noodle. I like ramen. I do. I'll eat it. I could live on ramen. But the point of the matter is they do everything for everyone else. One day, I had this one girlfriend. One day, this girlfriend did everything for family and something happened and they turned on her. And she was actually starting to go downhill. And they wouldn't help her. All the help that she had ever given anyone, and they would not help her. I helped her. Some other friends helped her. She's back on her feet right now, and she's like skippity doo-dah. But the sad reality of that is, look, I say it constantly, the human race can be an absolute disgrace. It doesn't matter who it is, family, friends, mate, partner, whatever the case may be. That's why you've got to learn to keep your energy at an even take. And what helps you, my darling, is the spelling. How many times have I been over in the last few weeks in lives, and I'm not going to, in a past case, don't want to go there, but I'm making a point, and someone says, oh, my head just has popped off. This is making my head, the fix is in the head spot. And people just start going zing, zing, zing. And I start getting messages because of this other or these other YouTubes, these other programs that are showing us what is happening. And they're like, oh my God, I've got so much anxiety. I just feel like I'm going to drop over. My heart is fluttering. And okay. You know what this means? If you do that, it's time for you to get a grip. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's time for you to take control. Because if you don't, you're setting yourself up for every and any time that something happens and you start zinging, zing, zing, zing. What's going on? Here's the thing. In those comments that I would be hearing, people writing to me, oh, I'm just so afraid this is going to happen and this is going to happen and I am afraid that this is going to happen. Look, my darlings, there is no time for Henny Penny. You cannot live your life as Henny Penny. Stay calm. Look, Captain Harris, you were right. You told everyone to stay calm and everything would be all right. I got to tell you, when that happened, remember, that's when they handed the first verdict over to the judge. And she says, well, we have a verdict, but we're going to put this into evidence. And I can't read that. Label this jury. I want everybody to keep here. And everybody was like, oh my God, this is them. They're going to fix it. She's going to go to jail. She's going to be. Whoa. You don't know the energy that type of emotion not only does it bounce off of other people, but it can cause other people to feel and that anxiety. You know what wore me out that day? It wasn't seeing what we were seeing. It was the anxiety of fielding anxiety. And it wasn't from I'm telling you, it wasn't any from you. It was the anxiety that I was getting from all, because the messages and the emails during that was like, oh my God, I just don't know. What are we going to do? If she goes to jail, what are we going to do? If she goes to prison, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Is there something you can do? And it's like, whoa. There you go, V. You got it. See, Kim, you have the right idea, my darling. I play Call of Duty and I use my ghost perk. I got to tell you what I do. And it doesn't matter. Back in the olden days, I was in the mortgage business a long time ago. Secondary housing mortgage business. I did mobile home lending and people laughed at me. Oh, mobile home lending. Oh, yeah. And guess what? I help people get a home. And I made bank because nobody else wanted to touch it. I did. I saw the value that was there. People put value. But you know what? There were those days that had stresses, and Kim is right. I would come home and I would play on my son's PlayStation Resident Evil Director's Cut, and it's before Resident Evil 4 came out. Resident Evil Director's Cut and Resident Evil 2. And you know what? You know what my go-to? I did not drink because I know that drinking can send you. I didn't smoke because I'm not going to spend money on that kind of thing. No, everybody's to his own. Do what you want to do. I shot zombies. I would sit until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning shooting zombies. Yeah, take that. Take that, this so-and-so. Take that. So now, my darlings, I want you. Oh, look at Kim. I'm buying a manufactured home that's just as nice as a regular home with a better process point and more square footage. Bravo to you. Because you know something? I know what you mean, my darling Kim. Price point. I know what you mean, process point. But yeah, we'll call it a process point because you're processing it. But bravo to you, because I'll tell you what, Mrs. Marie is in the chat and she'll tell you. I've been looking at barn dominiums. That's why, because I know that me moving is right around the corner, but I'm putting in my head, wow, I would really like to have a barn dominium. A barn dominium is what they call a barn that you turn into a home. But many places now manufacture these, and it's almost like a modular home. And they talk about woofy. And look at this. See, tell me who's really smart. Tell me who's really smart. And I know she has thought about all the things like the bad windy weather and this and that. I'm sure she has. She's got it going on. And congratulations, Kim, on that masterful plan where you're not spending as much money. Because look, when I was in the mortgage business, people would literally go crazoid and buy these huge big homes. Now listen, I'm all about a big house. You guys will see. But getting the big house is the easy part. Maintaining it is different. Because then you've got some taxes on a big house, then you've got insurance on a big house, and then you've got this, and then who's going to clean the monster? And then you do this and do it. And you know what? Most people within 2 years would turn around and just say, I can't handle it anymore. I'm just give it back to the bank. I'm going to get another house before I give it back to the bank. I'm done. That's why you see a lot of people turn to tiny homes. Now I'm going to tell you something. I could not. Here, when I move, I'll do the sweep. You guys can see. We are crammed in here. It's a little condominium. It used to be an apartment. They changed over to condos. It's very nice, very beautiful. It's older. It serves its purpose. We're very thankful and glad that we are here. Number one, condo is not for Zelda. And there's more to this than meets the eye. And that's what I want you all to think about. Because you're not limited. Sometimes what happens is we get limited in our thought processes. Maybe that's what Kim meant. The process point. We get to that point where we can't. And you know what? The root spell. Now I'll tell you what I've done in the past, and I've made some beauties. I get a not so nice house that is older, that needs a little bit of reno, because believe me, your girl can go in and change toilets and sinks and vanities, wallpaper, change lighting stuff. Why do I know how to do that? Well, hello. From being on my own, I'm certainly not going to pay anybody to do it, so I do it myself. What's wrong with that? A lighting fixture. I have wired a whole upstairs house before and have it pass code. There's so much that you can learn. My darlings, spell it out. Go for it. Spell it. It's all good. Now, our darling said something here. I'll be planning an in-ground storm shelter for safety from tornadoes. See? She made a plan. She spelled it out. That's spelling it out. Because here's what happens. Kim, I'm going to use you and as an example, my darling. I hope you don't mind, but you are the perfect example in here. You are perfect example. Kim had a thought. One day, doesn't matter when, obviously it was in the past, Kim had a thought. And that thought triggered her and said, I can do this. What if I did this? What if I did that? I can do this. And I'll bet you what they say, donuts to dollars, that she started getting on the internet and started looking. She started writing down, let's see, if I did this and this. So if I got a mobile mansion, and that's what you call it, my darlings. You buy mobile mansions because your home is your kingdom. Your home is your castle, and you buy mobile mansions. There ain't nothing wrong. I've lived with it. And she's right. These things are gorgeous. And the stigma that they have pooey on them. So little Kim most likely had this plan, and she started writing things down. She started looking things, and she thought, oh, wow, let's see. All it's going to take is me having this much money. And then what I can do is I can purchase my land and my home together. And I do what they call a land home wrap. It was in the old days when I was in that. Probably call it something more now. And I'm laughing. They'll come out. They'll excavate the way I need. They'll put in my utilities if they need to. I'll have one payment, and I'm buying property. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And they'll put my home, my mobile mansion, on my ground, on my land. And that's what it took. It took that fleeting moment that Kim. Now, why did she have that moment? Well, probably for a little time she's been waiting to move. Probably for a little time she's been having that in the back of her mind and thinking, what if? What if? What if I could do it? What if I could do it? Kim says, I manifested my Dodge Journey SUV and paid cash, and the insurance is cheaper. See, she's turned into a businesswoman, manifester extraordinaire. Why do you think the laws of attraction and The Secret, Tesla, 369, all of those, beyond the past turn of a century, was hidden from us common folk? Why do you think it wasn't brought to light? It's because these elites did not want to share that it can happen like that. And it's listen, it is very easy to manifest that sort of thing. What do? You set your intention. I would not walk, I would run to the shop and pick up your rice jar. Instructions, $6 gets you going. I think it's still $6 gets you going. And you can manifest. You have not because you ask not. That's biblical. You have not because you ask not. And sometimes when you ask, it's in kind of a different backwards way. It's kind of into that, oh, well, I want that, but I just don't see a way that I'm going to get that. Well, gee, do you think we're going to have to win the lottery? My dad, I've told you stories about him, used to sit at the table because he knew me. I was a different one, see. That didn't go down very well. And I would sit at the dinner table, and I would have a pencil, and I would say, am I allowed to write at the dinner table? So I would get permission to write at the dinner table, and I would have a piece of paper, and I would just write. Everything I would write, I would put it down because I knew there was more for me. There was more for me than being on the farm. Now that's cool for some people, not for Zell. I have friends in Ohio who are now living in their great-grandparents' farms because they've inherited. You know what? I'm so grateful for them because we need that. I wasn't cut out for that. Get me out. Let me travel the world. Let me experience. When I found out that my dad was not going to send my sister and I to college and would not take us to get any type of student loans or anything else. At that time I was devastated. I didn't know what I wanted to go to law school, but at that time I was devastated. You know what? I look back now and I think, oh, he saved me from having a student loan. That's what I have to think about, because education, my darlings, is free. If you want to learn something, education is free. This is how I want you to learn about education. Now, of course, we need our universities for doctors, lawyers, and a lot of those professions. But we also need trades. We need trades. There's nothing wrong with going to a trade school, but education is free. Because you know what I told my son who went to college. He went 2 years in Georgia. He said, Mom, that's just not for me. And I said, well, then don't go. If I push you, you're not going to learn. Don't go. Now, I'm not telling anybody else to do that. This is my gig. But the reality it is, he said he has learned more, because you know what happens? You have a professor over here that has a certain mindset, who has a certain idea, who teaches us, our sons, our daughters, our grandparents, our grandkids, their opinion. And you're paying $20,000 a year to have somebody teach their opinion. You can get it for free. Look, you're here. I'm giving you my opinion for free, and I'm asking you, go out and give it a try and see, because it works. It works. Let's see, what's Kim say? My daughter and her fiance just purchased the house we are living in from my son. Nice. They intend to remodel and rent, move to Greenbrier later on. Nice. To start a farm. I love it. They've made a long-term plan. See? And you know what planning is, my darlings? Because we are here to manifest. You're here to spell it. They spelled out their plan. You know what the plan is? It's setting your intention. That's it. You set your intention. You set your intention. It's a plan. That's why I sit here every morning and I write down, what is it that I need to do today? I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to accomplish this. I need to accomplish that. I want to read this and I want to read that. And if some people will say, oh my gosh, you have to exercise 30 minutes a day. Good. While you're exercising 30 minutes a day, you put in an audiobook and you learn something, and not anything trashy like, Zelda meets a cowboy, although that would be kind of nice. So there we go. Green-eyed Southern girl. See, that's where I go wrong. I think of the wrongs too much. I have to stop that immediately, my darling. You have to stop that immediately, because that's going to keep you down. Cheers. I got to take a drink. Doing all of that. So here we go. Roxy Bell, thank you. I will put my jar out so the moon rays can hit it. Yep. Especially on a new moon and especially on a full moon. Remember, do we cast spells with our words? Because I have to put it that way. You know why? Because I can sit here and talk till I'm blue in the face and say, oh, you've got to be positive. You've got to do. But when you talk about spelling, oh, I'm going to have a spelling bee. Maybe we need to have a spelling bee. Set your intentions and put what you spell in the chat. I am financially abundant. Money just is so attracted to me. Everywhere I go, money is attracted to me. My gosh. You can do that with the love of your life too. I'm past that. But you can do that with many things. The home that I want and will end up with will find me. That's how you have to think about it. Because you got the universe up here when you set your intention now, who's knocking at your door. Hello, Zelda. Yeah, I like this door because it's got windows. Yeah. Hello, Zelda. The universe is knocking. Here's your opportunity. Zelda, what we're going to do is we got your order. Now, what we have to do is we have to move some other people around in order to make sure that you can do what you need to do. There we go. Here we are. There is Carla FTB. She's a new member. I think this was from earlier today, but thank you. And welcome, my darling. Thank you. Thank you. And Tracy has just become a new member. Welcome. Welcome. You're going to like it here. And we do a lot of things together. Now, I want you to know we had such a great time yesterday with live readings. With live readings, we had a fantastic time. And remember, that is members only. There's a reason I do it members only. First of all, I want to give back to you because you're a member. So we want to give back to you. We're going to do it twice a month now. And, we're just trying to acclimate into things. Acclimate into things. The next one will be July 6th. It is a Sunday at 2 p.m. We just go for a couple of hours. Get your questions ready. Now, I have some exciting news. We are getting close to 4,000 subscribers. Once we hit 4,000 subscribers, we're going to have a big, huge giveaway. And you know what I thought of today? And I think you guys will really dig this. As a grand prize, because I don't want to just limit it and say, oh, yes, you wonderful people, but for USA only. No, everybody is here. Everybody is wonderful. Subscribing is free. Patty says that, and it's true. But what I want to do as a grand prize, so the winner, no matter where you're located, I will send you a link to a live broadcast, and you can come over and you can come on with me, and I will read for you face to face. And we'll do it for about 15 or 20 minutes or something like that. And if you don't care to have your life on the internet, you can ask me questions and I'm yours for about 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll do it right here so everybody can see. How's that? And Standing Stones, look at you, my darling. 4,000 is just the beginning. Yeah. On Seeing Crime, House of Zelda, almost 10,000. What? 10,000. That is an accomplishment for me. We will have another big giveaway, and I will invite some people to be on my show. But that's what we'll do. Zelda is the type of person who remembers you and won't get too big for it. No. And first of all, my darling, you're not common. You are my people. So no, not at all. That's what we're going to believe. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. When I go, sorry, I'm going through an adjustment period for a minute here. This chair is, so when I move, I'm going to put the content of moving on this channel. And the reason I'm going to do that, my darlings, well, I can't, my algorithm is so crime driven, you know that if I start putting that kind of thing on my channel, then it's going to really mess with my algorithm. So we'll put it over here. And I know that we'll grow. And not only that, but I'm going to be cooking on here. And I am working on a cookbook for you, True Oracles, Psychic Snacks, and Divine Dinners. And we're going to be doing all kinds of good things. And I cannot wait. Now, the ghost hunts and the paranormal and all that is going to go on to my House of Zelda Seeing Crime. Hang in there. We got a lot cooking. We got a lot. And when it comes time for me to move, you're going to see me moving. You'll see the truck. You'll see me on moving day. Ponytail, probably. Ball cap, you never know. May shave my head. I don't know. Whatever works, I'm ready. Now look at this. Cheryl, groovy is an understatement, who is top shelf. Manifesting subs for you. Thank you, L. I'll take it. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And that is just too cool. Too cool for school. Too cool. That is groovy, for sure. Hi, Laura Lynn. I'm so glad you're loving it. So glad you're loving it. And hello. I love all the things you're going to do. I can't wait. You know what, my darling? I can't wait either. You know, I'm going to tell you what I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you what I really want in my heart of hearts. Now it's out there. It's out there. You know why I keep putting this village here? Because if I had a little piece of land, really not so little, if I had some land, it certainly wouldn't take much to build this, because all it is row housing. And I know builder friends. All this is row housing. All it is just some beautiful decorative fronts. So the House of Zelda almost becomes a village of Zelda. And then you can knock on my door, right? And you never know when Zelda will say, look, I have 10 spaces open. You want to come and we have a little retreat, and I'm going to build a little thing. But look at this. How adorable could that ever be? Just little cottage type stuff, right? I would make Harry Potter and what is her name? Hermione jealous. I'll be waiting for you. That's right, V. So you never know. But you know what my job here is? My job is to show you what can be done, because I want you to follow in footsteps. I want you to know that what you set your intentions, because here's the deal. I can have that big house, but I think, do I want to? Should I not have the big house and build all this, and then at night I can haunt the streets of my own village? Hello? There you go. There you go. That's my dream. One floor, a little cottage, like a neighborhood of wonderful people like this, yeah? Maybe a neighborhood of people that come and go. It looks like a Thomas Kincaid village. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, my gig would be, I'd like to have it maybe a little bit more historical, because I'm kind of into that history, 1700, Pride and Prejudice stuff. You don't know what's going to happen. Equal parts, that's what my friend, also a tarot reader, did in Maine. Oh, really? I love Maine, by the way. I bought a pair of Birkenstocks there. They lasted forever. I really hope that they didn't. If you want to know the truth, I got them. They were so comfortable. They're all I wore. It just was like, and I thought, oh, maybe someday they'll wear out. And they never did. Coffee and friends, love it. Yes, yes. Love that kind of look, standing stones. There you go. Did John even say Thomas a while ago? Yes. Didn't John? Yes, he did. Thomas. Two times. Two times, he said Thomas. When I still lived in Massachusetts, I spent a lot of time up in Maine. I love Maine and Vermont, New Hampshire, and Hampshire, and all those states. That is beautiful up there. But you never know, because see, this is what I want you to do. Allow yourself to imagine, allow yourself that. Don't hold yourself back and think, oh no, I'm not going to think about that because I just can't do that. Of course you can. You set your intentions. It's imperative. Setting your intention is a plan. You got to plan. You have to plan. You have to plan. If you don't plan, your life is going to be left to just fluttering away. Your life is just going to be left in thinking, throw caution to the wind. Hello. Now, if I could just have a casino nearby, I'd be all right. I like going to the casino. I do, but I win. Let's see. I've never been up there. I've always been in the South. Always wanted to visit, though. You would love. I'll tell you where I want to go. Is to Sleepy Hollow. That's where I want to go. Sleepy Hollow, New York. I've been to Salem. I want to go to Sleepy Hollow. I know probably some of you have been there. I have not. I would love to go. Tracy, when do we put our jars out? This month, mine is ready. You put it out now, wherever you can. Like, I keep mine right in front of my keyboard on my desk. I did have it in the credenza across from where I am right now. And then when I would look up, I would say, oh, yeah. But so I moved it to my desk for one manifestation Monday gig. And I kept it here. And I thought, oh, I like the feel of this. So what you do is the next moon. Now I keep mine upside down. So the rays of the moon and the sun can reach it. But that's it. But, you'll see, I don't know, you can probably see the money will surface. Things will surface as you manifest. You don't have to limit it to anything. Now, put it out now. But set it out, get you a moon tracker when the new moon and the full moon will be out, and then you put it out. You put it on a windowsill. If it's not in the full line of the moon, it's okay. The moon rays actually will reach you, even if you're not in line of the. It's like the sun. You see the sun, it comes through the window. The moon rays will reach you as well. Hope that helps. Route 2 Mohawk Trail and check out Shelburne Falls. Love it. Zelda, remember we are going to play slots. And how? High limits room. There we go. Patty, casinos are fun. I think so. Zelda, take my wife to the casino, please. Zelda, take my wife, please. Okay. Oh, send her down here. Green Eye says, send her down here. I'll take her. Denise, look at you. Is a new member. Thank you so much for being here and your generosity. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. And welcome. You know how this community is. There we go. There we go. Look at this. All this stuff, good. New moon, full moon, got it. Right. I love it. I love it. We need a casino trip night. Tell me. You know where I really like, because I don't like to fly. I'm just going to tell you this. If I can't drive, I sometimes ain't going. I don't like to drive. But when I get moved, the Harrah's Cherokee Casino in North Carolina on the reservation is a very quick drive for me. Would be. And then I can't record because I like to record while I'm in the casinos. I like to record. I like to, now Cherokee will let you take a picture if you've won anything and that sort of thing. And I've done that before. I have all these pictures of me winning slots and all this other. So, yes. I went to a casino once and lost $7 and I was so sad. Oh, bless your heart, Denise. Aw. Aw. Green-eyed, yes. Oh my God, Cherokee is the name of the place I go. Oh, cool. Lady Zelda, I will come pick you up and we can go. Let's go, girl. Let's go. So what I want to do, and this just gives you an idea, because remember, this, what we're doing right now, we're spell casting. We're spelling out what it is we want to do. We're spelling this, planning. We've got our trackers. We've got our intentions. We're in the groove. Okay. So now the plan is in motion. We just have to decide what's going to happen. Now, I can't go until I'm able to move because I've set that goal for myself. I'm moving first because I've got a lot of things that I need to do and accomplish before I'd even think about that. So there we go. We can do that. A group of 4 couples were flying to Jamaica and engine blew liftoff. See, I don't like to fly. See, I can't fly because I can't take being in close quarters like that. I can't deal with that. So that's a thing. And it's just because, and so I have to at least go business class. And you know what? I didn't even get a real ID. My thing is, if I can't drive, I don't go, which may mean I have to drive a little longer, but that's okay too. So there we are. Yes, Denise, moving is a top priority. It certainly is for me. It certainly is. And that's what I'm, that's the way it is. That's the gig. In Rhode Island now, drawn to the south here, waiting to finish business up and then fly to Homestead. Mama Bear. I love it. I love it. Green-eyed, Zelda, I can't even sit in a back seat. I don't know how. I've flown before. I don't do back seats well. I get, but what I do is usually I have an SUV. So usually it's better. I sit up, I'm not caved in. You know what I mean? I'm not confined. What I say caved in? Not confined. So there we go. Okay. So everybody's walking through. I don't know if you're seeing this. But Zelda, if ever up here, we will do, we will do Salem. Kim, okay, I'm back. Granddaughter wanted to grill a tortilla, ham and cheese pinwheel ruffles, and ranch dip. We'll be right there. She told me I can have some of her Skittles, popped freeze-dried candy. Oh, I like freeze-dried candy. She's so sassy like me. There you go. I love it. I love it. That sounds good, actually. I had Chinese just a little bit ago. It's been a busy day. For all of you new, I had some paranormal activity here last night that kept me up throughout the night. So I got up late racing to get to the live that I had a little while ago. And I looked at my son and I said, it's DoorDash. I can't even think about going in and fixing anything. And he's like, well, fine. What do you want? Chinese. So that we got Chinese. So there you go. So we'll figure it out. I will be doing all kinds of things. When I move, we'll be doing all kinds of things. Oh, we knew you would. Messy Jessie, we knew you would. You got the job offer. When do you start? See? But back to travel. Congratulations to you, my darling. Back to traveling. I like to fly because you know what? If I want to see something, I want to stop, like a Buc-ee's. If I want to stop, and get a drink. Maybe a little freeze-dried candy. Maybe an apple or two. Maybe a parfait. You just never know. Stretch the legarinos and take off and have fun. That's the idea. Thanks, y'all. I said I could start July 4th. Well, what an independent day for you. Sending you got lots of good vibes. Bravo to you. I know you could do it. I know you could do it. I've never been to a Buc-ee's. Never been to a Buc-ee's. So I'm living for that day. Standing Stones, bless your heart for the spring rolls. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wish I could find a place here that sold lumpia. I'm all for that, but unfortunately, no. Equal parts. Zelda, it sounds like you're going to have a full complement as tour guide when you come to Salem. How much are tickets? There you go, baby. We'll have a blast. One day I'll tell stories of when I was in Salem and what I saw. And I can't remember what you call that, at the Commons or something. I can't remember. It's that grassy, I almost said knoll, please. It's that grassy area that's in the middle of Salem. That it's kind of like little parky. It's park, grass and very nice. It's like in the middle is where I saw it. Saw lots of stuff there. Wow, Freedom Day. It's perfection. Let freedom ring, let the white man sing. There you go. There you go. It is the Common. Okay. That is where I saw the hooded woman, as in, back the cloak that they would wear back in the day with the hood and everything else. And I turned to the people I was with and with my former husband. And I said, oh, that's so cool. They have reenactment. And they're looking like there was no reenactment. It was just somebody that showed up that knew I would see them. I love Western North Carolina. I just hesitate to move there because I know the beach is further away. Well, you never know. You never know. This is a stepping stone for you, my darling. That's how you have to think about it. Don't think of the reasons why you can't be, why you don't want to move there. Look at this wonderful offer that you got. And now think about how that's going to process. This is just a stepping stone. This isn't going to be your last job. This is a stepping stone for you, my darling. Remember that. Buc-ee's was amazing. I was so impressed. I drove with my son from Rhode Island to Florida. See, now you know why I've made that trip. I drove from Newport, Rhode Island. I was the assistant manager of the Newport Bay Club and Hotel at the time, and made that trip from Newport down to Jacksonville, Florida. Fun. Oh my gosh, the whole time we did everything and anything. A common next to the Hawthorne Hotel. Oh, my heart. See, that's kind of, put a little bit of this village in kind of a little Salem-y type thing. I'm there. Can't walk the common without spirits intervening. That's exactly where I was. I scared the people that I was with. The tea room at the time, now this was in the 1980s, a half a century ago. No, not really. But it was a while ago. And the tea room there offered me a job. I was with Psychic Friends Network at the time. Everybody that I was with was scared of me, or didn't believe, thought I was going to go to the hot place one day. You know. So I was very careful, and I begged my husband to see, can we please? I walk in and they recognized me because I did commercials for the Psychic Friends Network. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, are you Zelda?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Wait here." And I'm thinking, "Oh gosh, are we in trouble?" See, that's are we in trouble? So this woman walks up and she goes, "I'm the owner. I have a place upstairs that is empty. I have a place down the road. I will pay you 78." Now, this was in the 80s. Goes to show how much they're making. She said, "I will pay you $78,000 a year." I would have been making more than my naval officer lieutenant. And all of a sudden, it was kind of like, oh, well, maybe I should see if I could get stationed up here close by. So we thought about it, but we knew that one day it wouldn't last. He wouldn't be stationed there long because it was constantly moving. And I didn't take it. What would have happened if I would have taken that job? Well, I wouldn't be right here where I am now. And who's to say I may not have liked it? But $78,000 a year in the 80s, like in 1983, woofy. That's some serious do-re-mi and tips. And tips. I visited the cellar hole, of Reverend Samuel Paris and the other places. I was all over that Salem gig. I see the cloak on Morrissey. He is up to something in Quincy. That is another story. Yes, he is. Patty, off topic, Zelda, but do you ever see energy of cats and dogs or other animals roaming through your home? I used to, but I made sure that they don't come in because my animals were always so affected. I used to. And it's kind of, it hurts me, it just kind of hurts me but yeah, every now and then I'll hear a phantom meow or a phantom bark. Not often, but sometimes. And I mean, I have my brood here and no doggies. So there we are. Patty, I would love to go to. Yes. Okay. Thank you for your thoughts and prayers for you in the chat. This isn't, we'll catch this part too. I would love to go to Buc-ee's one day. Yeah, me too. Listen, I will be a filming fool when I go, oh, look, here's Zelda at Buc-ee's. Look, here's my little candy from Buc-ee's. Here's my little thing from Buc-ee's. I'm going to tell you what. Do you know what you got? You guys, here's how I set my intentions. I watch that content of women cleaning these big, beautiful homes and organizing their refrigerators. I do that. I just finished my rice jar. It's on a windowsill. Great, Gremier. You be like our beautiful Stephanie. Get 1,000 and 2,000. Thank you so much. I knew about it, but I had forgotten. I think I quit manifesting and dreaming due to depression. No longer. Good. Get rid of it. Tell that depression it has no business being with you. Out. Done. Gone. You have a life to live. We're not sent here to be depressed and upset and fling every time somebody drops something and you just go fling. We're not supposed to be that way. It's not so high strung. We're not. It's just like always what I said about Karen Reed. Now is not the time to be female. And she knew the assignment too. All right. There we go. Now let's see. Bucky's is an all-day affair. You will love it. Oh gosh, Captain Harris has been there. She's got to be our tour guide. Got to be our tour guide. It blows me away. Bucky's blows me away. They built, I think, one or two, and the area that I want to move to. See, here's the thing, my darlings. You want to know the dilemma? Here's the requirement. I have to go somewhere where I can have internet. That's almost anywhere. Okay, check. Now, I want a place where I can have, I've got my list, 2 fireplaces, this, an office, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, click, check, done. Then I go through and I think, where's the grocery store? Where's the post office? Where's the airport? Where's this? How's traffic? How's the crime? How's this? How's that? Then I map and mark that all out. Do I want to go back to a place that I used to live? Or do I want to not go back and live somewhere else? And then while I'm sitting there think, oh, why didn't I move to that other place? So sometimes you have too many options. And sometimes that's what I've dealt with. Have you ever watched that Lottery Dream Home on HGTV? That's why and Magnolia, what Chip and Joanna, when they would take these places and they would show them 3 homes. That's the reason they only see 3. Because if you show them too many, it confuses them and then they can't do anything at all. Remember, there's a saying, analysis can cause paralysis. Analysis, that means if you're thinking about it too much, you end up not doing nothing. How do you like that, English? So if you think about something too much, it causes you to overthink, and then you end up staying where you are and you're not doing anything because you just can't make up your mind. Now, I'm not to that place, but I do have a lot of options. And when I'm going to be ready, so when I know that things are in place, I can say, boom, let's go. Because not only am I looking for this and this and this, I'm looking for a place that comes furnished and that is included in the price, and they're there. So I got a lot of options. You guys will see. It made me giggle, me thinking of the infomercials. You guys are so funny. I named a foster kitty Miss Cleo. I was never on Miss Cleo. She was very pregnant, but the kindest cat. Oh, now has the most amazing humans. I know it's off topic. No, it's on topic because we were talking about that. And that's your kid's house, right? Makes me giggle. Miss Cleo was something else. She went head to head with Dionne Warwick, and Dionne Warwick is still on X. And just to give you a little hint, Mrs. Marie happened to be on X, used to be Twitter back in the day. And I was on there texting. I wasn't working for a psychic line. And she saw me and she said, oh my God, you used to be with Psychic Friends. And I'm like, yes. And she goes, would you like an interview? And I said, yes. And you know what was so funny? It was during Mercury retrograde. And guess what happened? I forgot about the interview. And I called that lady and I said, oh my heck, it is Mercury retrograde. I am forever so sorry. And I did a reading. They hired me on the spot. And I'll be glad to tell you, this has been a while ago, a few years. My first paycheck, I was so busy, my first paycheck was $2,000. And it made the other psychics on the line so mad. If Maria's here, she'll tell you. It made them so mad that they were trying to force me into going into this obscure time frame of when I was supposed to be my schedule. And I said, okay, I'll go. And you know what happened? All those people, the clients of these other people that they were complaining, they followed me and still called me. That's what happens when you get snarky and jealous. I don't have anything to be snarky and jealous about. I've lived too long. I don't care. See, I don't care. Anyway, that was something. There you go. There's a little tidbit about the psychic line. Patty, I thank you. I love you so much. I will travel with you through your vlogging. There you go. I need a mini-me. I'm going to tell you that. So true. Oh, Kim says a Buc-ee's is coming to Arkansas. I got to tell you something funny. My grandmother used to call it Arkansas. I can't help it. My little grandma. Specifically, the first Buc-ee's in Arkansas will be located in Benton. Nice. Off Interstate 30. I've been there. Took Interstate 30 all the way to the West Coast. At exit 11474K. Oh my gosh, 74,000 square foot. Hello. Well, that would be big enough for me to move into, wouldn't it? There we go. Let's see. I have to have fountain pops. That's all I need. I don't know what a fountain pop is, but okay. Maybe I'll have one. There's something in New England, in New Jersey, New York. Now, Mrs. Marie told me something about a water. What is it? It's a drink. A water something. I'd never had it. I felt like I had not lived. They're like, you've never had this? No, I didn't even know what it was. So all you up there, tell me what it is. I forget what it is. I love Lottery Dream Home. Me too. Sorry, my fingers were too fast and had to delete the other. This okay. This job isn't where I was to end up, but it's certainly a stepping stone. You're okay. Good girl. Good girl. You've got this. You've got this. I bought a Buc-ee's beaver keychain. Cute little. Oh, I bet it is. Okay, Gramere. Let's send her some vibes now. She's in the mood to manifest. She's spelling it out. See, she wrote it down. So she spelled out what it is that she's wanting to do. I spelled out, she wrote down the home that is perfect for her in every way. I adore that. I just love that. I want to be less indecisive. That's where spelling things out can help you, Miss Patty, because then you'll know you really want to make your mind up. See, I had confirmation from the universe. That was Bilbo. I feel like I'm in church and the preacher's talking to me. Oh, gosh. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, while that's low, coming for to carry me home. There you go. There's that church thing. Be right back. Granddaughter wants a bloom strawberry watermelon spot. Oh my gosh. I need to come live with you. I called you on the network. Did you really? I may have talked to you. We still have a few people that should hit the like button. So we're going to take that moment right now and hit that like button. Do me that. Do us that favor, please. It would just make my century if everyone in here, I'm showing 43. If we had 43 likes, that would make my century. I still call it Twitter. I like the little bird. Me too. So does Denise. There you go. Oh no, ha. You and Mrs. Marie have been friends for a long time. We've been friends for a while. Yeah, we've been friends for a while. She is an old soul. I love her mother. I love her. I love her husband. I love her little boy. I love the family, and they are so good to me. And we just have the absolute best time. She just kind of gives me free reign to do it, whatever. And I do. But I'm always very cautious because, I don't ever want to miss, I don't want to feel like I'm ever taken advantage because she does give me just, oh, I'll just do it, whatever. So, wow, wow. Oh my God, Zelda, right, right. Don't forget. Oh, are you in Arkansas too, Green Eyed? Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. I went to a local medium, a great guy, and at one point he goes, cats. There are so many cats surrounding the person. All I could do was laugh. Isn't that funny? Let me tell you about somebody I went to. So there was this famous medium, psychic dude. He charged $100 a pop, and he had a waiting list that was like 3 months long. My girlfriend called me and said, oh my God, he's got 2 openings. Do you want to go? And I said, no, I don't feel impressed. Oh, you've got to go. You've got to go. I said, no, I'm just not that impressed. I don't want to go. Yes, you have to go. Well, this guy figured out how to tell all of these women what they really wanted to hear and charge them $100 for it. And then they would want to come back and hear more. Got to be careful. So I went in, I paid my $100, and he took one look at me. And I said, before you say it, be careful of what you say to me. And he goes, well, I really just wanted to tell you that I thought you needed to lose a little weight. Thanks. I said, well, probably. But I can lose weight, but you're a butthole. What can you do? And he looked at me and I said, look, he goes, I know who you are. And I said, well, then why did you take my money? Because I know what you're doing to these women. I'm not impressed with you. If I thought you had some great ability, then I would take your constructive criticism to heart. But I love me the way that I am. Maybe you think I need to, but I don't want to be a pencil. So we get out of there and they're like, oh, he's so wonderful. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what did he tell you? And I was like, nothing. I think that he's a big joke. 2 months later, he died. Now, I didn't cause that. I don't do that. But they thought, I don't know what they thought, but it was just weird. But you've got those types. Coke out of the fountain, Zelda. Oh, yes, the fountain. And I forgot you call it pop. I call it pop too. Everybody around calls it soda. It's pop. I might come up camp in the parking lot and make it a 3-day shopping excursion. That sounds like good. Y'all have to find some cheer wine and try. I like cheer wine. I think it's good, but I've laid off the sugary and sugary drinks. I like it. Preach it, Pastor Zelda. There you go. Well, I don't know if y'all know this. I am ordained. That theology was my gig. I am ordained. That was my secondary. I have a metaphysical sciences, and theology was my second thing. Because I feel that there's a connection. There's a connection between the paranormal and the spiritual, and they can come together. This is why I don't call the Holy Spirit the Holy Ghost, because the Holy Spirit is not a ghost. It's a Holy Spirit. Believe me, what I learned, and I still learn every day, would open your eyes and make you think about some of the pastors and the things that they teach us, because they've been taught the same thing and they don't really do any research. There we go. I always hit the like button before I enter the chat. Thank you. First thing I did coming in, thumbs up. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll settle for a Coke, but cheer wine. Yep. Back Row Baptist Church. There you go. It would be amazing. I'll pay you. Oh my God, you're so funny. Thank you for making me feel like I belong. You certainly do, honey. This is your place. We're your people. You are safe here. You all are the best. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. We got 44 people hitting the like button. Awesome. You guys are absolutely awesome. 100%. Do you know what YouTube does when that happens? It's like zing, send us up to the algorithm. Yes, hello. We go to the algorithm Holy Land and we'll take it. Let me catch up with all this, my guys. Yes, that guy's rude. But you know what? Listen, I don't fly off. Here's why I want you to remember, because I learned a long time ago. In spelling, sometimes people will say things not to you, for you. They will say things to you for themselves, to make themselves feel better. Get it? And when you have to look at people in that regard, that's why on Twitter, when they come after me or any of these, I don't engage, because they did it to make themselves feel better. And if I engage with that, then they win. And I don't care. See, I don't care. They can have their opinion, but they're not doing it because they have any substance to spell out. They do it because, first of all, they like hearing themselves talk. And secondly, they have no class. So you just let them go. You just let them go. I'm very, Mrs. Marie will tell you I am very cautious about psychics, and I'll call them out. When they start the woo-woo stuff and they do things to take people's money and make promises, no. I do the hiring for the psychic line, and everybody better stand up and straighten up and fly right. Because if you're going to be a psychic and read for other people, you better start acting like somebody. There you go. There we go. Call it soda pop. There you go. Look at that look at the red Solo cup. We know what that is. Oh, sugar is my addiction. I admit it. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. I've just been around for a long time. Just been around a long time. And if you don't learn and you're around for a long time and you're an empty shell, what fun is it? What fun is it? Zelda, I could listen to you all in your stories all day long. You are thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if I'm blushing, but thank you. Let's see. Yeah, I like the lady on Ghost. It makes me laugh, Zelda. And that lady is going around the table going, Julio, Julio. Well, my darlings, let me see if we've got anybody else here that we need to recognize. I think I have recognized everyone. We've been here chatting and talking and having a good time And please, I just want you to remember, you are the spell, the speller, the wand, and the caster. Do we cast spells with our words? We do. It's time to be positive. It's time to speak highly of yourself, because I want you to know this. If you don't do that, how are you going to help someone else? Think about it. If you can't love yourself, how are you going to ask for anyone else to love you if you can't even love yourself? If you can't reconcile yourself in the money planning, how do you expect the universe to give you a bunch of money? Be careful if you go around saying, "Oh, I can't manage money. It just flies out the window. I get money in, money out. It just flies all over the place." Well, then why do you expect that the universe will give you a big bunch of money if you can't handle what you got now? Remember what the word says. With great blessing comes great responsibility. So if you can't love yourself, if you can't manage your and clear the clutter. Clear the clutter. Clean. Make sure your dishes are done in your sink. If you leave dishes in your sink, that attracts bad energy, because it's like you're leaving it because you're asking for more. You can't let it go. Because you know what the universe says? If you can't take care of your house now, how are you going to take care of what I give you? So just remember all that stuff, because you can do it. Kim says, when Melanie tells us to be classy, then she loses her chit on open mic. I laugh my arsenal off. I love your way of putting things. I'm like, that's my girl. There you go. You know what cracks me up? I love the arsenal thing. I got it, though. I know the Rs. Auf diesem Klo du wirst ein Geist. Du setzt so lang der Arschrein bites. What's so funny is that I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my gosh, I cracked myself up. I can't help it. I forgot what I was going to say. I guess it didn't really mean that much anyway. There we are, my darlings. Clear the clutter. Make sure. I'll tell you what, I have Amazon boxes because I get cat food by Amazon. You guys are sending me Amazon gifts. My son gets stuff from Amazon. Amazon is probably here 2 or 3 times a day. I got my flea stuff here by Amazon. I got all this Amazon. And I've got boxes. And you know why it's hard for me to throw? You know why it's hard for me to throw Amazon boxes away? Pardon me. Because they're good boxes. They're sturdy. They're steady. Pardon me. It's like, oh my gosh, what a waste. What can I use this box for? And I do pack little things in boxes and keep them things and, all that other stuff. But I have a hard time with, it's just like, oh my gosh, that box is so good. Just like bags. I'm not a hoarder, but you just never know when you're going to need a big, nice bag. Like, a bag that food was delivered in that's got nice little handles. Why toss it? You can use it someday. I use them. I put things to go into the post office. That's what I do. I'm breaking them down in storage. My son gets what's it called? It's the water. It's water. I forget what it's called. Type water. Get it from Amazon. And those boxes are like sturdy, heavy, because those are like 1 liter bottles of water that come in there. So anyway, I keep those because I know that moving day is coming. So I do break them down, but some of them are odd. You just can't do it. So anyway, there you go. If you can't make yourself laugh, then I don't know what people see. Gotta laugh. My dad drives me insane. He piles them to burn them in the burn pile. Well, he's old school. He's old school. Oh my God, Lady Zelda, my daughter, is probably having a laugh attack because I tell her that all the times about my boxes. She's on the way to store, and I know she's laughing. Christmas and birthday bag hoarder with tags and ribbons. Just store them in plastic containers. Plastic containers are my friends. I call them here. I call them a tub. And they're blue. So they're all blue plastic containers, all lids, all marked. They have this and they have this and they have this. So when I move, all I have to do is load those into the U-Haul because the place I'm in right now is furnished. So it's going to be tickety boom ba. My son's going to get a little hand truck. The hard part for me is getting everything loaded and making sure that the place is clean because the landlord wants to walk through and all that other stuff. And of course, you can't clean when you've got everything here. So you've got to have that. Then got to have the kitties in their crates waiting and all that other stuff. So that's the coordination that I'm working on, quite frankly, because I want to make sure carpets are cleaned and all that other. And if there's anything I need to replace, I do that and all that. So I'm not a hoarder, but I also feel that sometimes we are too wasteful. And some of this is quality. The boxes, some of the boxes are like, okay. And those bags, I'm all about a paper bag, but those bags are quality. Why can't you reuse them? I reuse my grocery bags, the ones with the little handles. I put them in the bathrooms as trash liners. Oh yeah, I do it. Hello. Crate, they are crates. Okay. I'm with you. There you go. Denise, almost every time I go to TJ Maxx, I buy one of those $1 bags at the checkout. I use them. I mean, there's stuff that I want to take with me when I go out someplace. When I have big packages, I put them in these bags. Why do I want to look like somebody that I don't know what I'm doing walking into the post office? I walk like I have something, right? I told you Jessie was on her way to the store laughing. There you go. Oh my gosh, Jennifer, my sister taught me how to tie bows when she had her photo album store in Sheridan. I got to tell you this story. I use them for anything. I do too. Waste not, want not. That's how I do it. But other clutter, like just clutter, we got to clean it. But ever since this particular case was over, I've been at it. Woof. Just woofy. So anyway, I like TJ Maxx bags. So anyway, I got to tell you this story. You guys are going to love this. I grew up in this little town that had a store that was called Comstocks. It was kind of this, not too much, but just a little. At Christmas time, if you shopped there, you got free paper wrapping. You got free Christmas wrapping. And a lot of the women would shop there just to get it wrapped because their wrapping was just phenomenal for back then. Now, this was late 60s, 1960s. Hello. So it was phenomenal. And we would go in there, and it was kind of store you weren't allowed to. If you were little, you knew when you went in there, you weren't allowed to touch nothing. You weren't allowed to touch anything. So you had to go. You had to be a good girl, good boy. You had to stay there. Your parents shopped. You followed them around. You didn't touch anything. They had the Christmas wrapping department in the basement, and they had those bow makers with those Sharpie things that looked like nails that were upside down, and you put your bow on there and it would just shred them and just make it so gorgeous. Well, I remember that Christmas I was in awe. I begged my mother to stand there and watch them wrap Christmas gifts. Well, I was led to stay there just for a little bit. And that's all I talked about. I wanted to be working, and that was going to be my career. People asked me, I didn't know, see. People asked me and I said, "Oh, I'm going to be a Christmas wrapper at Comstocks." To me, that was the same value as a doctor or lawyer. I'm going to be a Christmas wrapper at Comstocks. Well, then years went by. Comstocks didn't do it anymore because it was too expensive to hire these people because their products were too expensive and they just didn't want to charge extra, and women didn't want to pay. They were going to go home and wrap it themselves. So my future went away. But isn't that funny how you remember those things and how they translate? And to this day, every Christmas when I wrap a gift, it always reminds me, you know what? I am a Christmas wrapper. I just don't have to work at Comstocks. So there we are, my darlings. It's all about the spelling. Just remember, I got to show that to you one more time. Do we cast spells with our words? We do, definitely. So there we are, my darlings. There we are. Zelda, I'm going to send you down a rabbit hole. Japanese gift wrapping. Oh, honey. I could watch those, but see, I'm that type on Facebook, right? 3 a.m. I'm on Google. Did Jesus ever meet up with a hippopotamus? That kind of stuff. You know, how far what did Jesus do when his sandals wore out and he was out walking around? That's where my brain goes, guys. You know, I'm always in that. Did Jesus do this, or did Jesus ever pass gas? You know, that there we are. You guys, Japanese gift wrapping is like, you don't need tape. It's all about the origami. It's just gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. My darlings, enough is enough. It's time. It is 9:05 p.m. I have been online more than not today, and that's fine with me. So, my darling, oh, wait, hold on. Kim, we cannot. My sister is a creative designer, scrapbook artist, memory preservation, photographer, exterior decor design, scrapbooking for nearly 22 years, love to recycle, reuse, and repurpose. We belong to your sister. We're her people. I love it. Yo, my homie, I love it. I love it. There you go. Enough is enough. I can't go on. I always do the Barbara Streisand part though. When she sang with the, wasn't it Donna? Who did she sing? Raining, pouring. I think it was Donna Summer. There we go. Can she redo vintage pics? I got into that. I redid some of the vintage pics that I had, and it was amazing. Amazing. The one thing I won't do is use that AI generator to make my old pictures talk of family members. That's just even I cannot. Is that the right one? Green-eyed Southern girl. We should leave with a song. What song do you all want to? What do you want to hear? What song do you want to hear? We'll just do a little short one. What song? We haven't sang in a long time. It is incredible. It takes a lot of software. It takes a lot of software. Donna Summer, she's a very talented lady. Very talented. Very talented. You mean as that summertime? Anything? Okay, let's do summertime. And let me drive my neighbors crazy because my blinds are still up. And now it is good times. Oh, I don't remember good times. Since we are manifesting, oh, well, we're moving on up. That one. Zen Jen, my darlings, listening and driving. Well, we've got to sing for Zen Jen. So what are we doing? We doing moving on up or summertime? Gramere says summertime. We've got a couple of other little votes and the cats will start meowing and coming around when I'm singing. I love Haverty's Hello. Haverty's, oh God. What's that song, Changing Our Tune, that Barbra Streisand does with Chris Christopherson in the movie? It was in Stars Born, and I can't hear it right now. I don't know. Moving on up. Summertime is good. Watch out. Oh no, look here. Look here. Stinky girl's got flea stuff on. Yippee. Okay, let's see. You have to get down here now so Mama can sing. All right, let's see what's going on here. Another one bites dust. Hey. Okay. We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. Where we're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. We're moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie. A fish don't fry in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill. I took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill. And now we're up in the big leagues, putting our, I can't remember, the best. As long as we live, it's you and me, honey, and we ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, we're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. I'm moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Yeah. There we go. How about, we'll do one more. Because Grandmere said, thank you. Grandmere said summertime. Now that's my gig. Ready? Here we go. Poor Sam. She's like, Mom, you just keep blowing so loud in my ear. I was singing Phantom of the Opera today. And I swear I'm going to do that. Um, Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your ma is good looking. So hush, pretty baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, gonna rise up singing. When you spread your wings and you touch the sky, won't be that morning. Nothing's gonna hurt you when mommy and daddy say goodbye. Bye. 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 There you go. And see Bilbo's sitting right here because he's and the meowing all over the county. Come in, come in. Thank you so much, my darlings. I appreciate it. Don't get me singing. Don't get me singing. Oh yeah, Billie Holiday and Dinah Washington incarcerated. I don't reincarnate. Yes, incarcerated though. See, I watch too many crime stuff, right? Oh, hello. Anyway, my darlings, I want to thank you. I've got every cat now meowing in the community. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to tell you this. I am finding, I don't know if you know this or not, but on the Talkity Tick, they'll have people on there that will want to duet with you. And they'll record a particular thing, and then you stitch it together and you sing it, and you end up duetting with a person you don't even know. I found a young man who sings the Phantom of the Opera the way it should be sung. The way it should be sung. You know, la da 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 la da 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 be your mind. That's the one that I want to sing, and you never know. So if I do that with him, we're going to have to figure out a way how all you guys can hear that, because this guy is amazing. So anyway, my darlings. Oh, wait, hello. Shadow, my German Shepherd Labradoodle. I bet he's gorgeous. Mix just barked. I'm in the garage smoking up. It got him excited. So, aw, how sweet is that? I'll tell you what. So it's time for me to go. I keep procrastinating. I have so much time and so much fun with you guys. So, when I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be famous? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. When I forget the rest of it. The girl, I asked my sweetheart, what will I be? will I be? Da, 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 da. Here's what they said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. There you are, my darlings. Oh my gosh, you guys, stop. Stop. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My gosh, you're so okay. Here's the one the cats really like. And then I'm going to say goodbye. It is It's raining. It's pouring. My love life is boring me to tears. After all these years, I'd always dreamed I'd find the perfect lover, but he turned out to be like any other man I know. I know he's raining, is pouring. My love life is boring me to tears. Not really. Did you see Bilbo here? He's over here reaching at me and touching the microphone. And forgive, because they have these little skin things. You know, it's that time of the year. There we go, my darling. Love. I used to sing Barbra Streisand. I love it. I was Barbra Streisand. This guy's standing in my road. So you know what? Say goodbye, Bilby. Say goodbye, Bilby. It's time to go, my darlings. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful night. Plan on us getting together. Plan on everything. Spell it out. Manifest. Have a wonderful time. And I know I'm going to see you before, but you know what? I'll see you back here next Monday. Stay tuned for a little outro, my darlings. And I will see you next time. You guys are the absolute best. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my God, you guys, my dad heard me walking by with Zelda, and he goes, "Who are you listening to, Ella?" Zelda, I'm doing this because Bilby is sitting right here. You see him? So he's sitting right here in my way. Hello, Bilbo. He's my Bilbo baggie. He is an old guy. That's so funny. Thank you so much, everybody. Hang tight. Hang out for the outro. Will you do that for me? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. Thanks for putting Zella. That's right. Zella Fitzgerald. Spell it. Manifest it. Get those rice jars going. And I will see you all very soon. You see this little head in my way? I love you, Bilbo. Kissy mommy. All right. Here you go, sweethearts. See you soon. Maybe, if I can get it going. Here we are. I love you, Sandy. Ciao, Mr. Bobold.